thanks to Idris Elba, you know who he is, right? Idris Elba?
Yeah.
Right? At least when I'm not talking, when I'm not moving, I kind of have I look a little bit like him. In the pictures, I look a little bit like him. And I think I look kind of handsome. Like not when I'm talking, not when I'm talking. not when I'm talking, not when I'm moving. I don't have his vibe or whatever. But I think if I'm more still and quiet and not in motion and not speaking, I can look pretty handsome, right?
Okay. What's your question?
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it, right? I definitely I grew into my face. Like I don't know. I don't think I was like that handsome when I was young, but I feel like I'm more handsome now than I was when I was young, right? Maybe the rest caught up with my nose and my ear. I don't know what happened. Like it all started coming together a little bit, right? Knew how to do all right. So, but the problem, I feel like the issue with me is I'm still on the inside, I'm still kind of the person that I've always been. Like I'm an extroverted person. I'm a little. I can be like loud and take up a lot of space and everything, and project my voice, and So I have all of that old stuff in me when I didn't feel myself as being very handsome, right? Now I'm extremely handsome. Now I'm really handsome, but before I didn't think I was handsome. So but I feel like I don't have my sexual mojo is not matching with the rest of me. I feel like I can really attract the women, but then once I start talking,
that sounds terrible.
It just is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm trying to. If I can only change it when I acknowledge it, right?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
Right. So I think I kind of. Do you see any of what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like.
In the sense of maybe women who are naturally attention seeking, they might feel that you are too self-observed, or, not that you are, but maybe they don't see that they could shine beside, like you would talk about your own projects or your own passions or your own, what's going on in your life too much for them. If it's like a certain type of woman that needs a lot of attention or seeks a lot of attention, then she might feel like, I'm not going to get the princess treatment.
Interesting. Okay, so it's not. See, I thought something about me wasn't sexy. This is in my head. Something about me is not sexy.
What do you think is sexy in a man?
I don't know. You know a couple men, right? You know a couple men, right? You met a man once or twice, right?
Has happened.
What's sexy? You tell me, what is sexy?
Okay. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I think that goes for a lot of women, right? So what is sexy in a man is attention, is manners, is old school shit, like doors being held open. I know you do that. But I think it's mainly the most sexy thing, and this is why a lot of women go for like powerful, tall, like all these attributes, right? The most sexy thing is safety, right? If you feel safe with them. And that means they don't flirt with other women. They don't, like, if they get attention, they handle it in a very way that makes you feel comfortable. They don't play around. They this is where the good job comes into play, right? When they make you feel like, or the attitude like this, hey baby, you don't have to worry. Like, even if shit hits the fan on whatever level, even if I lose my job or you lose your job, even if you get sick, even if we get lost in the woods, like, I'm gonna find a way. I think this is the most sexiest part about a man.
Okay, so all right, for you, and I think I remember you telling me about this, and I've definitely been with some women who have expressly said, like, yeah, I definitely feel safe around you. Like, yeah. Okay, so for you, feeling safe is sexy.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, you said this, so you're talking about feeling safe. You mentioned this thing about not flirting with other women.
Yeah,
I'm safe with this.
I'm super territorial, though, so
okay, all right.
That might not be true for everybody, right? I mean,
okay, because well, let me ask you this: do you still want the guy to be flirt worthy, right? Like, if you do you think you would want a guy that, like, other women didn't want?
No. I would always date men that get a lot of attention, obviously.
Yeah.
And I would want that. Like, I wouldn't want to date I'm superficial when it comes to looks. So I wouldn't want to date anyone who isn't handsome, to be honest. Like, you know, I'm not talking about like perfect shape or perfect face. Like, they don't have to look perfect, but I need to be attracted to my partner, because sexuality is like a huge part of the relationship for me. So if I can't look at you and find you sexy, I'm gonna be your friend. I'm not gonna be your woman, right? So yes, but the way he handles it. So let's say we go out. I had this the other day. We went to Bali, right? And then people would look at us, right? I know that people would look at us because we're both good looking. So I get attention, he gets attention, but when we're together, we get like a hell lot of attention. But then it's like, how do you handle that? How do you handle it if somebody comes and asks, like, we stand next to each other, right? And some woman comes and asks for the time, or the you know, the steam bath, or, you know, like when there's like hundreds of people that you could ask, right?
Yeah.
And then I just need
go up to your boyfriend, like, excuse me, would you happen to know where a woman with large breasts could find a nice broad? Like, I feel like, because this is my problem. I have big boobs, and I
just can't find nobody, man.
So maybe you would know. Maybe you could show me. Okay, yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Okay. So for me, it's important to see how a man handles situations like that, because there's always going to be, especially nowadays with social media, you know, like, there's always women that gonna approach you, that gonna try to talk to you. And I just need to know that the person I'm with is gonna handle it in a way that doesn't disrespect me, right? So I need him to then be like polite but turn around immediately, right? Like, tell her it's 4:30, but then leave. And not engage in further conversation or something, right?
And I assume you do the same, right?
I do the same anyways, but because, I mean, for me, it's different because I seriously hardly talk to people, because I don't like, I learned that working in nightlife. I learned that easily and fast, that as a woman, especially like nighttime, right? You can't be polite. You can't be polite, because if a guy comes and tries to talk to you and you really tell them in the nicest way that you're married even, or whatever, they don't care. They don't care. Right. They just sit right next to you and be like, okay, tell me about where's your husband? Do you have a picture? Where do you live? Do you want to drink? Like, they don't give it.
Right.
So you can't, as a woman, you can't be pretty and polite.
Okay. All right. Okay. So cool. Okay. So feeling safe, polite, but
I mean,
not engage in the flirting.
yeah,
I'm taking
yeah,
notes
yeah.
because I got to figure out what I got to do. Like, all
I
right.
mean, definitely be passionate about something or have ambition. That's a main thing
Okay.
for me as well. Like,
Okay.
if people, but with people in general, like friends also, right? Like, if
Mm-hmm.
you have like no interest in nothing,
Mm-hmm.
like what
Mm.
we gonna talk about, right? Like,
Right.
I
Right. Right.
want
Right.
people in my life that are working on projects or have dreams or I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
sail or play tennis or whatever they're passionate about, right? I don't really
Mm-hmm.
care. But I feel like if somebody doesn't have any interest in anything,
Right.
it gets difficult because it gets boring easily.
Okay.
And then I
Okay.
had to learn that too, right? Because now I say for me that the most sexy thing about a man is me making me feel safe or I'm being able to feel safe with them. But
Mm-hmm.
I definitely was attracted to men who made me not feel safe at all when I was
Mm-hmm.
young, right? Like,
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. And do you think because you said like having something to talk about, but do you think um, it would be more sexy for a man to be one of fewer words?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Calm.
I got a problem with this one. Okay. I talk a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I talk a lot too. So um, I
But it's
guess,
okay for you to talk. I just have to be the one that just.
no, well, yeah. And I think it's always about the attention, the level of attention. I feel like as women, I think it's like even proven that we use more words in a day. Like men use like, let's say 2,000 and we 20,000 or like something ridiculous.
Right. Okay.
So we're more chatty naturally. But then I
Okay.
feel like it's also about that being our way to connect, right? Like we
Mm-hmm.
even talk on the phone with our friends about nothing for 2 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just
Mm-hmm.
enjoy
Mm-hmm.
speaking because we
Yeah.
get attention. Like this makes us feel seen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then if you have two people who talk a lot, it's difficult.
All right. Okay. All right. So I got to talk less.
Or
All
find
right.
someone who doesn't enjoy speaking much, more introverted women.
Mm. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. And then what else? What else? What else makes you sexy? Makes
Calmness.
a guy sexy?
Calmness,
Calmness.
definitely. Like
Yeah.
if I freak out, what I do sometimes, and the guy I'm with manages to, not freak out himself, but like stay calm, stay logic, but in a nice way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like knows how to handle your crazy, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. All right. I think I'm pretty good at that one.
Yeah,
I
I
think I'm
guess.
pretty good at that one. All right. All right. All right. All right. I thought about seeing a speech therapist about lowering, like maybe talking a
Mhm.
little bit lower, like in a little bit deeper
Mhm.
voice.
Mhm.
Because I feel like I get up there, I get high up there,
You get excited. Yeah.
I get excited. I move my arms too much, you
Mhm.
know. But I wanted I actually did this with someone on the date. I was like, I don't. She didn't notice it, which is like surprising to me. Well, she didn't know me because this was the first time we met.
Mhm.
But it's the same thing as when when they. I don't know if you've ever done anything with acting or lip syncing or everything like that. Like, kind of, if you do something on camera, you actually have to go bigger on the camera than what you think that is you actually should do. Like, it's almost unnatural.
Mhm.
So if you look at, like, for instance, if you look at in your leisure time, go back and look at Snoop Dogg's first video that he appeared in, and then look at the ones when he was later on, and then you could see he just seemed so much more confident, and everything was like really enunciated. But in the first video, it was like, it looked like you could tell he didn't have experience on the camera or whatever. So I was taking this opposite approach when I was talking to this girl. I was like telling myself before we met up, I was like, stay cool, like keep your voice low, like keep an even tone, try not to say too much, try not to move too much.
Yeah.
And for me, I felt like I was like holding in my whole
personality.
Yeah, my whole personality, but I feel like it was kind of, it definitely kind of worked, because I think she could really just, I think I wasn't like counteracting whatever she was already attracted to me for physically anyway, right?
Exactly. And how did it go?
I think it went pretty well.
Okay. So then this is something you would want to continue doing?
Yeah, I think I want to try to do it a lot more. But the thing is once I start getting comfortable, then see, I got to keep it short and sweet. This is the key. It can't go on too long, because I can't hold it. I can't hold that frame long enough.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is again what we spoke about earlier, right? Either find someone who loves you or finds you attractive for who you are right now.
Yeah.
Or work on yourself, put in the work to be more reserved, calm. Work on your voice or whatever it is that you want to work on, right?
Yeah.
And both ways will work, right? They will just attract different types of people.
The thing is I think there's this like window of opportunity, right? I feel like if I could hold it long enough for them to
yeah.
If I could hold it in long enough, it's just a theory. It's just a theory. If I could hold it in long enough to, maybe we spend a couple nights together, then I can like let the trueness come out, because it's not like I'm holding in a bad part of myself, like I'm hiding a bad part of myself, but it's more like just securing the feeling,
Yeah, make them like, attached or build a bond or whatever.
Yeah. Because I mean, I've definitely.
Let me ask you, how would you feel if it was like the other way around, right? Let's say you went on like a couple of dates, spent a couple of weeks with a woman that you thought was, because we all get more comfortable and show different parts of ourselves over time, right? That's normal. But how would you feel if you met someone who, let's say, is, I don't know what you're attracted to, very talkative or very more silent? I don't know, either one. And she would appear to be that way. And then she would, like, as soon as you told her, hey, I really like how this is going and I feel good with you, let's take that somewhere, wherever you guys want to take it. And then she would change and be different. Like, would that scare you off? Or
so if she, let's say I liked talkative, if I say I like talkative, actually, if I like talkative women, and then if she was talkative when we first met, and then she got quiet, not distant quiet, but just didn't talk as much. My personality is so big, I probably wouldn't notice. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be. Yeah, you be quiet, let me do all the talking, and I'd probably be happy with this, right?
Okay, yeah, that makes complete sense, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But
let's
if it was,
yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so if it was the other way around, where she was like a more quiet person, and then she turned into this person that was like super. Actually, you know what though? I don't think it would really like bother me either of those, because it's not. It's just.
Yeah.
I
mean,
don't.
men
I
are
actually
way
don't
more
think.
tolerant, to be honest. I see that
Yeah.
happening all the time. Like men, as long as you don't like do something that is on their red list, whatever that might be, like something
Right.
that they're traumatized with or whatever from prior relationships, as long as they're like physically attracted to you and you don't do those couple of things that they can't handle, you're good.
Yeah. See, now speaking of this, okay, with the physical stuff, right? Now, if she, let's say she dressed a certain way and she had her hair a certain way when you're first hanging out, and she likes to, like, take
Looking cute.
looking cute and everything, and then once we get locked in, and then all this goes away, I think this would be this could be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not an interview. There is no format. This is simply a conversation about life.